All right, let's move on to our silver medal topics. Russell, do you want to take us first here with your silver medal topic?
Yeah, my silver medal topic for this week is the quarterback play of the rookie quarterbacks in the league right now. You had three of them that have been playing: Deshaun Watson, Mitch Trubisky, and Deshaun Kizer.
Yeah.
Now, let's start with Deshaun Watson. This dude's been tearing it up. Even though the Texans have been on a slight decline the last couple of weeks, Deshaun Watson in the Texans game against the Chiefs went 16 for 31, which isn't a really great percentage, no. But he went for 261, 5 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. And if you watch that game, Deshaun Watson, a lot of people wanted to question his arm strength, especially down the field past 30 yards. He ripped some balls 30, 40, even 50 yards to Nuke Hopkins, who really for the last couple of years was like, please just give me a dude that can make one pass a game,
Right.
let alone 5 touchdown passes. So
Right.
I think look at Deshaun Watson overall. 62% for the season, over 1,000 yards right now through 5 games, 12 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. That's a really good season so far, and it looks like the league hasn't gotten too fast for him. He's making plays, he's doing his check downs, and he's not making repeatable mistakes. One of the things you look at as far as rookie quarterbacks, do they repeat their mistakes or do they learn it from the first time? And he's looked like he's been able to not repeat those mistakes and has been able to learn from them each week. So that's really good. We move to Mitchell Trubisky, the first quarterback taken in the draft. Mike Lennon, as we talked about last week, was terrible. Trubisky is now the starter for the Bears and had his first NFL start against the Vikings on Monday. And while the Bears didn't win, he was pretty passable for his first time out. Made some absolutely terrific throws. Throws on the run, throws in the pocket, moved his feet, made plays. And honestly, if you look at the line, 12-25, 128 yards, a touchdown, and a pick.
Yeah.
The line doesn't look great, but a lot of those throws were to horrible receivers who dropped the ball.
Yeah.
Penalties killed them because 2 of his best throws he made on the night were great throws on the run that got called back on penalties. Right? And then the one interception he made, it was a bad one. It was a rookie interception. He thought he had Zach Miller open. And if you go back and look at the play, Zach Miller was open. There was green grass in front of him on the last drive of the game for the Bears that could have won from the game. But Harrison Smith, an all-pro safety, has been great since he came out of Notre Dame, jumped the route. And great safeties are going to bait quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks, all the time.
Right.
So hopefully he'll be able to learn from that mistake and have some good weeks for the Bears coming up here in the next couple of weeks. The one sad part about the quarterbacks this year, for me, as far as these guys go, Deshaun Kizer, who had been the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns since week 1, got benched this week for Kevin Hogan. Now, my thing is, when you're going to start a rookie quarterback, you need to know that they're going to make a lot of mistakes. And Deshaun Kizer was making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
And like we talked about a couple of minutes ago, he was repeating some of those mistakes. However, when you're starting a rookie quarterback, you know some of these things are going to happen, and you have to be able to deal with those lumps.
Right.
And Cleveland got happy feet, and we're like, I really don't know. We had bad quarterbacks since 1999. Let's just go ahead and make a change because that's what we do when things get tough. We make a quarterback change. And started Kevin Hogan, who, he played all right, but at the same time, Deshaun Kizer is your quarterback of the future, not Kevin Hogan.
Yeah.
Kizer, you look at his numbers, 47% completion rating, just 3 touchdowns and 9 interceptions. He was on pace to break Peyton Manning's interception record. But at the same time, Peyton Manning had 28 interceptions his rookie year, ended up being one of the greatest of all time. I've always loved to go back to Aaron Rodgers sat, and he ended up he's going to be one of the greatest quarterbacks of all times. I'll put it to you like this. Eric, what size shoe do you wear, sir?
What size what?
What size shoe do you wear?
I wear a 10 because I'm surprising.
You wear a 10, right? Now, what size shoe do you wear?
11.
You wear an 11. You guys wear a 10 and 11. I wear a 13. So that's like one of you guys taking one of my shoes and saying, I can wear Russell's shoes. No, you can't, because everything doesn't work for everybody.
Hey, man, I got women watching this show, bro. Don't be
Bro, I'm not trying to put you out there.
Hey, dude, I got girls watching this. Don't be playing my shoe size over here.
People like to put everybody in different boxes. They like to say, well, this worked for one guy, let's make it work for this guy.
Right.
Life doesn't work like that, and football definitely doesn't work like that.
Right.
Everybody can't be Dak Prescott and go all these weeks without throwing an interception or making a turnover.
Yeah.
Everybody can't be Aaron Rodgers and go 3 years and come out setting the world on fire for the next 10.
Right.
Like, things like that don't happen.
Right.
So, especially when it comes to these young quarterbacks, it takes time, it takes patience, it takes organization saying, you know what, go out and make every mistake you can because you're going to be better for it in the future.
True. And with Kizer, I wasn't even completely sold on him when he was at Notre Dame. So it's just like he needs some time. And with Dak Prescott's situation was so just unique. I don't want to like talk down his talent. I think he's a very talented player. He's very good, but he also inherited a great offensive line and a running back who's going to be an All-Pro for probably the rest of his career. And Ezekiel Elliott, barring injury and things like that, and Des Bryant. So it's just like Deshaun Kizer has none of that. The Browns don't have a good receiving core.
They have one offensive lineman who's going to the Hall of Fame.
Exactly.
And that's it, Joe Thomas.
One. And so it's just like, I don't even really like the coaching that the Browns have been doing. So he's kind of inherited a crappy situation. So and with putting Kevin Hogan in, I don't really understand because like with the position Cleveland's in right now, you're not winning. So what is changing Kevin Hogan for Deshaun Kizer gonna do for your team? Lose better? Like I just don't.
But that's why they're the Browns. Yeah. That's why they're always the sad story in the situation.
They need a regime change.
At some point, you have to. That can't be the excuse. Is we're the Browns.
Yeah.
Well, there's next year. Well, we'll have a top 5 pick.
Because when Myles Garrett is ready to sign another contract,
you're in the Cubs and the championship list for 100 years before somebody gets it right.
Exactly.
But with the Cubs, they had a GM come in and change their whole culture.
They need a regime change, man. They might need to change the mascot, the city, something.
The whole team was doomed from the whole start. The fact that the team is named the Browns because the guy's name is Art Brown.
That just sounds
like that's a.
Honestly, if you say I play for the Cleveland Browns, that just sounds like man, I'm about to get my ass kicked. Like that just don't.
Yeah, notice how everyone.
That's not intimidating, nigga. Like
everyone wants Colin Kaepernick to be in the NFL, except for if it was on the Cleveland Browns. No one has ever. I don't care how much Black Lives Matter you are. You're like, no, don't put him on the Cleveland Browns. I'd rather him play in the Canadian Football League.
Exactly.
Because we care about Colin Kaepernick. We don't want him to die.
Exactly.
And that's why we don't want him to be on the Cleveland Browns. And so with Deshaun Kizer, he's actually a pretty decent option. And the reason they're the Cleveland Browns is instead of building this kid up, putting some trust in him and then, trying to see what he could do, they're doing what they always do, which is have him look over his shoulder and wonder, is this the week I'm going to get benched? And then guess what? You press and you make decisions that you normally wouldn't make because you're trying to maintain your job. Right. And that's why they're the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, man. It's a rotating door in Cleveland at the quarterback position.
Russell, the one thing, I think Russell's so intelligent and I think he knows the sport so much, but when it comes to Chicago, I feel like he gets a little emotional.
I think he's a homer, guys.
No, I feel like, because, look at Trubisky. How many picks did they trade for this guy when you could have just taken Deshaun Watson, who looks like the next coming of Tom Brady? Why do you really think Trubisky is...
He got his head down. He said, don't come for me, okay? Hey,
right? All right, first of all, I need you guys to calm down.
Don't mess with the Chicago guys, man.
If Erica, we didn't know each other at the draft, you would have known that I was just as critical as the Bears of the Bears.
He was.
You're being with me right now.
He was.
For trading those picks.
Okay.
Yes, I agree. They could have gotten those same players. They could have got Trubisky at 3 because the 49ers weren't going to take him at 2.
No.
All right, so I agree with you. That's not the move they should have made. However, there's something to be said for any organization, it just happened to be the Bears this time. But I respect somebody identifying a player in their draft research and they're like, all right, this dude is the best player in this draft. Yeah. And I don't care what anybody says, and I don't care what anybody says about me a week from now or a year from now, this guy is going to be our franchise-changing player, right? So if you do that, you're going to have to live with all the criticism.
Right.
And I think Ryan Pace, who's the GM of the Bears, is doing that. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think Mitch Trubisky is going to be a decent quarterback, man. I like what I saw from him on Sunday. I like because they were kind of throwing a lamb out there, but I think he did. What he had to do. I think they could have won the game if the defense had stepped up in the fourth quarter. So a lot of guys, like you said, drop passes. No receiving core in Chicago with Kevin White down again. So I think Mitch could probably be a pretty good quarterback when he goes to a different team. So
Hey.
you thought I was on your side.
I'm probably the most critical of the Chicago Bears.
Yeah,
and that's
he's
what I'm
pretty
saying.
critical of the Bears. I gotta give it to him. He's pretty critical.
I'm saying the emotion clouds your normally very clear.
I know some Bears
Yeah,
fans
so much-
that are very, how would you say it? I can't think of the word.
Oh well,
Homer.
thank you.
Yeah, Homer. Russ is pretty critical of the Bears.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I really don't know.
I feel
But
like he has something against Trubisky.
I know it's just
A lot of
it's
people
okay.
do.
In a vacuum, Trubisky is fine, but when you include the picks and then you include the fact that a guy 10 picks later, Deshaun Watson, is lighting up the world right now, and you pick Trubisky, who his only ability is he can kind of roll out quickly. That's what I saw.
He's got a good arm.
Listen. Here's the thing with Trubisky. He only played 13 games in college, and Deshaun Watson played 4 years in college and went to 2 national championships and won one.
Yeah.
Hindsight is always 20/20.
Right.
And the thing with Deshaun Watson, they're both rookies. Trubisky will always be held to a higher standard because he was the first quarterback taken in this draft.
Exactly.
Deshaun Watson might suck eventually, and Trubisky might turn into Aaron Rodgers. He might turn into David Carr and be a terrible quarterback in the NFL. But it would be really bad of us as fans of the NFL, as journalists, as whatever, to criticize it right now just because Deshaun Watson set the world on fire. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think this Deshaun Watson hype is gonna stop pretty soon with no defense. So it's just we don't know.
And Russell meant David Carr, not Derek Carr, but I'm sure
He
even.
said
I said okay. Well, I'm sure even their mom.
I would have checked him quick. I love Derek Carr. I would have checked.
Texans, ironically enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Right.
point. Yeah, but let's just end it with this. Deshaun Watson, to me, rookie. To me, he's the rookie of the year because I know what Kareem Hunt's doing, but Deshaun Watson's leading a team. He's leading a team that normally has never had this level of success, and they look like a real organization.
I see Kareem Hunt going to the divisional round of the playoffs, though. That's the thing. And I
can
Kareem Hunt should probably be the MVP, though.
Okay,
If he's gonna win MVP, he would automatically win
Rookie of the Year.
Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
I see Kareem Hunt doing it because I think Kareem Hunt this is going to be a consistent. In fact, I think we haven't even seen the best of Kareem Hunt yet.